Keun was a very old style created by an old monk, according to the legend, coming from the Tibet, called Adatta. And one day he just saw a crane and an ape fighting. It's really important because I need to explain why I'm talking about this legend and why it has an importance to the style. So the crane was fighting back a big ape, and the monk just witnessed how agile and how swift the crane fighting by the ape, and he just like all the other legend, he was retired to something like a cave, a big cave, and meditates until one day he received the gift from the Buddha, and the gift wasn't the style Namapai, but it was what we call the line Ra. And I'm going to start with the first move that most of the people know, but most of the people don't have that indication. The line Ra, that's something that's one day the monk at that time discovered while he was meditating in his cave, thinking about the bird and the ape, and Buddha just gave the gift. The gift came from the heaven, and he stood up, hand on the heaven, the other hand on the ground, on the floor, means the earth, and then shut like a lion. And we all know this move, right? The heaven and the earth just crash, and he shot like a lion. So that's the first move, the lion roar. So just raise your right hand up to your head. The second, let's say, in front of your scanner, raise the right leg, the feet pointing toward the ground, and then hit, bam, crash, and shout. You have to put power on the ground, smash the ground, and everybody here around you need to feel the power when you smash the ground, and you have to shout. That's why I called it, that it was called, sorry, the lion roar. So just do one more time. If you're doing it, never forget, the left hand never move. The right hand, not too high, just on your head. Bam, and you shout. This is not only a legendary move, it's also something quite easy to understand. The head of your opponent, your hand here, bam, and you hit with the back of your fist, bam. So the first move was the lion roar. And many moves start with this big shout here. So in WUSHU, it's coming from the lion roar. So let me finish the story. Don't worry, we'll be very quick. So the lama pie was invented and imported from Tibet, from this one gentleman, and he moved from the Tibet to the south of Canton and all the north of the China. And at that time, the style wasn't really created. At that time, it wasn't a style. It was only some kind of technique and move. Only 8 punch and 8 kick. 8 is really important because I'm going to teach you the 8 punch. And the moveset was inspired by the crane. And at that time, a certain name emerged. That was the lama pie, because the lama, the monk, came up from China came up from Tibet to China, and then import the style. And without a name, it was called the lama pie. So let me show some lama pie move that I'm sure you know, because Nanjun is very inspired by the lama pie. So the first one is, I think you all know, the kap choi, the gua kai. This in modern move really famous move, but this one is modern. This one is modern interpretation. In our interpretation, it's just like Chinese food. We have to move the shoulder and just throw your hand, just like a wrecking ball. Bam! So that's one of the first moves. Chong choi, the big and wide uppercut that you can find in Nanquan too. The back thrust. This is also something that you can find after full rotation. The Suilong Pao Choi, the wave move. So all those moves are coming from the Nanquan and very representative of the Nanquan because they are present in Hongga, they are present in Chinese. They are really present in the modern compulsory Nanquan form. It's only because Huang Qinggong, the creator of the compulsory Nanquan, was part of the Canton team, and he and most of his students was player of Hapka. So let me go back to a little bit to the story. All those moves coming from the shoulder, right? So I'm just going to show you the first one and explain the story after that. So if you can do that, I think we all know Mapu, right? So everybody go on Mapu, the shoulder facing forward, and you have to punch on your left side. So just easily throw your hand without force on your left side and going to Gongpu, Mapu, Gongpu, from the top to the bottom. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that title.
We have a question. How should the mabu be?
Oh, okay. It depends on the school. Most of the people are going to do half mabu. That means one of the leg is a little bit visual. It's easy. So the back leg a little bit forward, like that. We can finish on the kung fu with the two legs not in the same line. This is quite important for the stability, because if you're going to do it on the same line, at the end, if you're sharing the same line, you can be unbalanced and fall on the right or the left side. It's depend on the school, but I prefer having the kung fu, wide kung fu. So I hope I answered the question. So let's continue. So try practicing the back shoulder, throwing your hand from the up to the bottom, and finish it, not hitting your body, because in modern interpretation, people trying to hitting the body like that, you can break down. That's modern interpretation. In the old interpretation, we just letting the hand flow, and he will stop automatically because of your muscle contraction, just like that. And the exercise, you can do it on the both sides. Left, right, left, right, left, and right. So you can do it, I can check. And one more thing, really important, really important, close your hand. Because if you let your hand open, all the blood will go in to the tips of your finger. And it won't be really, I don't know what to say. Oh, you'll see, just experience. Yes, Mohammed, you're doing it really modern style. That's good, that's good. And oh, I can't hear you, but it's okay, I can see. But the really important thing in the traditional way of doing it, that modern way, yes. In traditional way, you have to relax everything, the shoulder and the hip. Blam! And your body can be a little bit forward, because that's a punch. You're throwing everything, just like a wrecking ball. Bam! It's not important that your body stays straight. Even your feet can go in, can raise up if you want. This is really a throw. Bam! Yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's the old way. That's the old way. Just like the just like you're going to throw your hand, just like it's indestructible, unbreakable hand, and bam, you can break something. That's why also they train a lot the forearm, the ankle, and the end, because they are just smashing with the hand, unbreakable hand. Bam! So I've checked with Ethan Lee. Ethan Lee, that's quite modern too, but that's good too. The back leg should be straight. Ethan, the back leg, yes. The back leg should be straight, and that's one good. Yes.
Hey, Kevin,
That's
we have
good.
another question. What about
Yes.
when you throw this one, right?
Yes.
Should you be, the pectoral muscle should be relaxed or should be like, or using it to draw forward? Like, what is your opinion?
Everything is relaxed, and that's a good question because I'm going to explain why I was talking about the bird. Actually, I'm going back to the story. Why the Lamapai was inspired by the crane and the ape. The ape, you can forget it. The ape was the enemy, and okay, I love the story. But the crane, that's actually not a crane actually because he was in Tibet. So there's no crane in Tibet. There's what we call a Tibetan crane. It's a smaller crane. And the hand was the hand have to be imitating the wing flap. So that's why everything have to be relaxed from the shoulder to the hand. We can come and help me. So everything have to be relaxed. One more time, Luca. Bam. As you can see, my son doing it really, really relaxed from the shoulder to the ankle to the hip. Bam. One more time. Back. Because that's imitating. That's imitating the bird. So the two hands actually is a symbolization of the wing. That's only a symbolization of wing. So there is no move like the white crane. This is not the white crane, the Chinese white crane, just like tack, tack. Like there's no move like that. In Hakka-Keun, we only have big punch. Bam, 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 bam. So big punch, but also relax. All the power coming from the twist of the hip and the shoulder, just throwing the hand. Only shoulder and never giving power. That's Heng Keun. That's Hakun. And Hakun are working like a tri-foot. We chain all the punch, but on the cross form, a plus form, cross. On the plus form, tri-foot is a cross, just like an X. That's tri-foot. Hakun is completely vertical, horizontal, no cross. That's tri-foot. It's really, really similar. It's really similar. So, yes, exactly. That's the second exercise. Remember this one? The double vertical punch. Bam, bam. Then we have to double it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we continue. That's a combo we try to work. I'll show it again. So left, right, left, and then we continue. Yes. The difficult part is when you're going to punch on the right, because you have to um, uh, inclinate your body, and then going back, hit, inclinate again. You see my body? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You see my body? So quite exaggerated, but that's the work. You always use the hip and the shoulder. Always. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Always. Yes. Mohammed, always on the front. Always on the front. Ethan, perfect one. The second one looks like Charlie foot. I think Ethan Lee making Charlie foot. Yes. That's one good. That's one good. So for all the modern players, this moveset have been changed. I think we all know this one. Back. That's the modern interpretation. 1, 2. So the second one is locked. The body is locked here. 1, 2. That's the modern interpretation. Okay, sounds great. So let me continue the journey of this monk and continue with some punches. The second punches I would like to show you. So this one was a capture. Capture, that means close closing the bottle. Closing the bottle. That's really easy. The second move is the wing flap. Just a punch. Our punches not like Keun and Charlie foot or even Chun, is the shoulder have to facing the opposite direction, like this. Back and punch, back and punch, 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 punch. There's two interpretations possible. Punching with the two hands or punching with one hand. But the most important thing is the shoulder have to facing opposite direction. Each time you move on your, what's the name of this part of the body? I forget the name, so I'm going to show you of this part. Sorry, I forget the name in English. So just on Mapu and Pumpu, same line. This one is the same line, okay? Each time you move on this part of your body, and you punches without force, just throwing your punching from the shoulder. See my shoulder here? So when I move, I throw my punch. Beam, 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 beam. No power, never using power, just not power, force, never using force, only using the shoulder and your hip. So let me show me. Only punching on the same side, on same point. Ethan, punch on the same position, one position. Yes, 1 point. Yes, 1 point. That's almost good. Ethan, go. Yes. Mohammed, that's perfect. You understand? So, Ethan, I'm going to show you one more time. See my body? It's completely forward. It's completely going forward. My position Kung Fu. That's forward, but my punch is 45 degrees. And I always punch, always punch on the same position, on the same point. Bam. You see my body is here, facing 45 degrees. Bam, 45 degrees. That's really important. And the head stays straight, not forward. And we never doing punch by punch, because if I punch one by one, if I'm making the punch one by one, it's going to be too strong. So we're doing it 2 by 2. So 1 means 2 punch. 1, 2, 3. Always using 2 punches. Like that, you always stay relax. 4, 5, 6. It's difficult. The move on your feet is quite difficult because you have to turn really quickly. Bam, 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 bam. You have to move really quickly on your feet. And your position is not too low. Keun is not competitive form. So you can stay a little bit higher. Like that you can rotate. Bam, 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 bam. So while you're practicing, I continue my story. So the monk, not the monk, sorry. Sinlong, the descendant of the monk, learned from the one monk at that time. That was during the Ming period, the Ming end period and Qing beginning period. So always the same period, you know, the famous period where a lot of style was created. So it was between 300 and 400 years ago. So one guy called Sinlong, the great sage, learned the style from the monk at that time. And this gentleman keep continuing traveling from the north of China to the south of China. So he incorporates a lot of movements from the north. So that's why we are practicing all those long bridges move. The punches, the tap choy, all those moves are coming from the north. So that's why I wasn't easy with the term Nanchun, because actually for me, Lama Pai is the northern side, because of all the long bridges. So this gentleman, Sinlong, the great sage, traveled and was actually what we call a hero. And a lot of book this time was written for him, and even the movie from his particular action. So it was called a hero. So Sinlong travel have many students, and one of them in particular was called Wong Yam Lam. This gentleman is known as the first tiger of Canton, and he was well known that he came from the north. So Wong Yam Lam, the first tiger of Canton, that's why the style was called Nanjun, the style from the south, because the most known creator was Wong Yam Lam, and this gentleman imported the style to the south and then leave it to the south. So the third moveset I'm going to show you, so after the kachoy, after the wing flap, is the wide uppercut. This one is well known too, so you have to start from a position, blocking the ground, blocking your ground, and then doing a wide uppercut. So if you're doing the Nanchuan, modern Nanchuan is a very well-known move because you have to do it twice, 1 and 2. So this move has signification, and most of the time I see this misinterpreted. So let me show you how it should be done, actually. So this move is a cross move. The first hand going to protect the ground, the groin. So let's from the up to the down, protect the groin, and then the second hand move with your hip, and then going up and punch an uppercut. So we're doing a press, and the shoulder is facing the side, and your head is watching forward. So just like the punches, so that's why I was showing the punch first. The body is facing the side. So like this, the same. The body is facing the side and the uppercut forward. Bam, bam. Protect the groin, uppercut. Protect the groin, uppercut. Don't forget to adjust your position. It's always ma fu kung fu. I'm here in kung fu, ma fu, kung fu, ma fu, kung fu, ma fu, kung fu. have to be work with the shoulder all relaxed. So one more time, it's quite difficult. Your shoulder is going to lock very quickly. And most of the people love to use in power, just that's not good. You're using the hip and the shoulder. Bam, 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 bam. That's the third. Yes, I can see Mohammed is doing really good. Ethan too. Ethan, try to watch over your shoulder. Watch toward. Yes. Raise your head and watch toward. Yes. That's good. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show you. The hand is not on this side. You're not hitting like this. You're hitting like this. Like this. You see, the eyes of my hand is facing forward. It's not the back fist. It's not the back fist. We are punching like this. Yes, exactly, Mohammed. Exactly. Yes. The eyes. Yes. The eyes of the hand is facing forwards. Exactly. Yes. Yes, I like it. I like Ethan and Mohammed. Thank you for showing me your video. I like it. The movie is very nice. And I can see that you have modern inspiration. That's good. So that's the third movement. And each time I'm showing a move, I explain a little bit of the story, a little bit of context of this. So the first one, remember the cap choy. Bam! Second one, the wing flap, hinge off. Ah! Third one, the chong choy, the wider to flex. Ah! All those moves can be combo. Cut, ding, chong. You can combo all of them. And the most difficult part is not the leg, but the shoulder. You have to make it really soft. Bam, 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 bam. See, you can try to combo them. So just do it, combo, and I continue my story. So remember where I live, Wong Yam Lam, the first tiger of Canton. This one gentleman was really important to the style because he was the one who imported the style, created the new form, and he was really known to be a very cruel master. He was cruel, not cruel, but cruel. He fight a lot, during this period on the late high, the competition where people can show their star and kill the opponent. And he was undefeated, one of the undefeated fighter of this time. So he was called also the hero because of this hero fact, but also someone very cruel. But according to the story, this man exists. Okay, this is not a legend. This one. According to the legend, according to the story, the father of Wang Fei Hong, the Hong Keun, the Hong God form. That's my second son. The father of Wang Fei Hong go to the city of Hong Yam Lam and exchange with this gentleman, and his son too. So Wang Fei Hong did exchange with this master of the Hap Keun. So that's why many moves exist in the Hong Ga Keun, the widespread Hong Ga. And all those techniques in Hong Ga, not all, but many techniques from the Hong Ga are coming from the Ga Keun. So if you know the Hong Ga, you should know this one, 水龙泡拳. 水龙泡拳, that means the wild dragon wave punch. 1 and 2. This one coming from the Hapga, but incorporate to the Honga. So the next moveset is, as you can see, the 水龙泡拳. The 水龙泡拳 is quite complicated, so I have to do it step by step. So starting from the Mapu position, ma bu position. And the first move is raising up the front hand just to block the punches, just like a punching throwing toe forward. So I'm going to block it, just bam, move it. And the second one, bam, from the downside to the upper side, punches. Actually, we're not going to punch. We are going to break the hand, break a arm. If an arm coming up, this one going up, this one going down, bam, I break the hand. So on fighting application, it's just like, bam, I block and I break the hand. Bam. On traditional interpretation, 马步, 弓步, bam. This one is the 水龙炮球. 1 and 2. So if you remember well, we are moving according to the inspiration of the bird, the crane. This one is quite not crane. I never see a crane doing anything like that, but well, crane too. Bam! See the body? I'm going mapu. Open my hand, going down and up. And finish on kung fu. Yes, Itan. Yes, Mohammed. That's good. Yes. So this one is the 水龙炮锤. To be frank with you, this move is not really easy to combo. With the combo I show you, Ka, Ping, Chong, it's not really easy to combo, but you can do it. Let me show you. Ka, Ping, Chong, 水龙. See, one more time. Ka, Ping, Chong, 水龙. And the next one, everybody knows, because this one is the one famous punches from Jet Li and all the guys from the South. It's called the Buddhic double punch. Hey! This one is funny, but actually exists. It's called the Lo Hong Sai Xin. Just call it double punch from the monk. You know, the double punch. So no secret. There's no secret. You're just doing it double punch. Yes, there's one secret, sorry. You can do it double punch or double back fist. You can do it double back fist. Actually, traditional way is double back fist, actually. So let me show you the combo. The combo. So, Kap Choi, Ping Choi, Tong Choi, 水龙炮 Choi, Lo Hong Sai Xin. So this one move also exists in Hong Kong, and is very well known because the movie liked it very much. I can't say I can use it in combat because I will never do it like that. But you can do it just like the double back fist. Bam! But well, the head is too exposed. So to be frankly speaking, it is not something I like to use in combat, but it's well known. Double punch, bam, in the movie, bam. But don't forget, the body has to be in the same line to be powerful enough to throw the punch from the hip. Bam.
Hey, Kevin, we have a question for the double punch.
Yes.
Where does the power come from? How do you translate power?
I was just talking about it. Same line, mabu. It's coming from the hip, on the back side of the hip. So you have to use the back leg, try generate the power, and use the hip, and throw the punch. Actually, the hand facing down is not really useful. The back fist is useful. The back is the arm from the back is really useful. Bam, bam. See the hip. So I hope I answer the question. But frankly speaking, I'm not working a lot this movement because it's quite unuseful in combat. Never doing like that. But that's something in the moveset. That's a moveset in the Keun. So we have some nice moves, right? We have the Kap Choi, 1, the Ping Choi, 2, the Chung Choi, 3, the Sudong Pao Choi, 4, and the double Lohan punch, 5. We have 5 punch already. So try doing it. Try doing it. This combo is already quite difficult to master. Let me continue the story. So I was talking about Wong Yam Lam, the first tiger of Canton, and the second tiger of Canton, Wang Fei Hong, the father of Wang Yam. It's not Wang Tai, sorry. I think the father of Wang Fei Hong is Wang Tai or something like that. I forget, sorry. But the father of Wang Fei Hong exchanged with Wang Yam Lam, the tiger of Canton. And, sorry. And, okay, keep you. And the master, Wang Yam Lam, actually was someone really cruel, if you remember. So it's not someone that has been appreciated by his students. The time passed and the style keep on continuing living called Lama Pai, actually. And one day, I think it was during something like the Chinese Revolution, but the first revolution with what is it? Sun Yat-sen, with Sun Yat-sen. On this first revolution, a big nationalism wave raised in the south of Canton. And actually, Lama, referring to the Tibet, wasn't welcome to the region. So it was a fact that they need to change the name of the style, and Lama Pai wasn't welcome here. So at that time, 2 schools emerged. The first one was Pak Pok Pai. That means the white crane. I think you already heard that because we have Pak Pok Pai of Fujian, that the white crane of Fujian. But I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about the Pak Pok Pai from Tibet. So we have a second style called the Tibetan white crane. That's the first school name created by students of Heng. And the second school name was Hapka, Hapka, which means hero. And the hero was referring to Wang Yam Lam, the cruel master of the first tiger of Canton. So we have 2 schools, the Pak Hok Pai, the Tibetan white crane, and the Hapka, the hero style. I'm part of the hero style, not the Pak Hok. It's only because my master wasn't Hapka. But the 2 styles not very different. Only interpretation of movesets different. Hapka, it's more birding-like, so the moveset is more looking like bird, and the second part, the Hapka, it's more like the Lantun. It's a form that most of people know because Hapka is widely known, not the Lama, not the Tibetan white crane. But sometimes they refer the style to the lion roar. Remember the one? The sky and the earth raising up and crash and roar like a lion. Ah! One more time. Ah! So we salute again. Ah! Kap Choi, Ping Choi, Sui Dong Pao Choi. No, sorry, Chung Choi, Sui Dong Pao Choi, Lo Hong Zai Xin. And this one is the combo. I'm going to add some few moves because I was talking about 8 moves. But we have now the scission of the 2 schools, Pak Hok Pai and Hapka. So let me introduce the next move. After Lo Hong Zai Xin, we're doing twice. We have the what's the name? That's the wing flap. That's a wing flap too, but it's the crown flap. So let's go with the crown flap because I forgot the one. It's this move. So it's actually a back fist, but coming from the downside, just like in combat. You know, raising your head just to block or to hit the chin. So we're doing the same. So we have three interpretations. This one, because we all know this one. We have this one. You see my body going down and I hit. And we have this one. Going down and hit. The one I prefer is going on Kung Fu and moving my head a little bit forward and raise my hand. See? Bam! Like that. When a punch coming, you're blocking with your shoulder and hit with the back fist. Bam! A punch coming here. I'm going down, blocking with my shoulder and hit. See my head. See my head. A punch coming. I block with my shoulder. Not shoulder. My oh God, forgot the name of this part of the body. Sorry. Here. Okay. And I move my head now to taking the punch and then hit chin. So that's the wing flap. So that's the wing flap. So this move is quite easy, actually. So we can add it to the move set. Bim, 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 bim. But as I didn't say before, we are working this time with weight. I have my 2 kilogram weight here. See, so if you're working with the weight, just try, just if you have it, I thought try to take 2 bottles of water. It will be the same. If you're trying to make all the combo, bam, 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 you're going to see that your shoulder is going to work a lot. So that's my workout, actually. I use a lot of shoulder. We are going to be wrapped soon. Oh, yes, it's quite. So it's work a lot of your shoulder. Okay, John, I'm going to show one last move because I think, yes, we are short on time. I'm going to show one last move and then I can let go. The last move I want to show it's just the easiest one, but the most famous in visual. Sorry. Donkey. I think we all know this move, you know, the coolest move in. Bam! See, an uppercut, raising both hands. Oh, but this one actually is not only a good, it's not only a cool move, it's actually has some good application. So I'm going wide and doing an uppercut, and the second hand is just raising up. Easy, very easy. Bam! But actually, this moveset is quite useful in combat. Actually, we're going forward a lot. So a punch coming in front of me, so I'm just avoid it, jumping forward, and then leave my backhand behind to hit the chin. Bam! One more time. A punch coming. Bam! I'm jumping forward and hit the chin. And while my other hand is going back up, it's really easy. Bam! Bam! Capture. One more time. Avoid. Hit in the chin and hit back the head. That's not a pose move. That's not a pose move. You know, the back of the hand is not behind. Actually, it's 45 degrees, hitting the chin and then hitting the head. Yes, Mohamed, but don't go too high. The chin is not too high. Here and here. And that the wing flap. Remember the bird just hitting, bam, bam. You see, the hand is, both arms is just like the wing. 1, and 2, 3, 4. Yes. And then let me finish the story. The Keun. Keun was, is a very well known star in the south of China. As I said before, Wang Qinggong and Shen Yangwen, one of the most famous Nanquan player. You can see on the internet, he was the king of Nanquan, a very short, very slim man doing video on Nanquan. He now dead already. But Shi Yangwen was a Hakka player and a Hongga player. And those two men created the Nanquan form. They both created the modern Nanquan form. And because of that, in the Nanquan, there's a lot of Hongga and Hakka move that most of you, Ethan and Mohammed, know. That's why I can see that you have the modern definition of the Nanquan and the modern definition of the Hakka tree. But people don't know the form because the style is not really widespread. So that was really, really an honor for me to teach you some Hakka. Why I teach the Hakka? Because actually I was trying to fit in Jung Hong Buddhist theme, because most of the style I teach was a Buddhist one. So the Lama Keun is Buddhist style. So that's why I'm going to salute with the Buddhist way. So the salute of Hakka is open the hand on the top of the head and then salutes. Yes, that's the salute. The other way is like this. That's the salute. So the remaining time is for the chat. So if you have questions, I'm wide open. You can ask me everything. Understand? So I think you can open the mic. Oh.
Oh, hi, Kevin. It's Mohammed.
Yes, Mohammed.
Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm just so as you can tell, yeah, I do modern Nanchuan. I practice here in Houston, Texas, out here in the United States. So it's like almost 3 o'clock in the morning where I am, but I'm glad I stayed up for this. No problem.
Wow.
Yeah. I think one thing that I've noticed between me and my classmates who do like Northern style is like their flexibility always tends to be better than mine, but at the same time, in the forms that I've had to do, I haven't been expected to have that much flexibility in the first place. Like for example, in the beginning of class, like when I had a question about how deep our horse stance needs to be, and I saw how relatively high yours was, and I'm just always having to remember how high mine needs to be or not needs to be, because obviously when I'm training in class with mostly people who are doing some kind of Northern style, their horse stance is all the way down. So my flexibility is actually, still pretty good. I still work on getting my splits even though I don't need it. So is that true even in traditional, not just modern, that the flexibility is not as much as it needs to be in the leg? But what about, I still notice that even though you got, but at the same time, you're showing that you're more loose on your upper body. So what are your tips for like maybe more upper body flexibility? Because I felt like some tightness on the sides of my pectorals, right? For example, I had that question. So what do you normally
actually, I think we share the same problem actually, because I can see you have wide shoulder, you have big pectoral, so we have the same problem. And I do like you practicing a lot of push-up and musculation. Actually, I don't have any secret. It's quite difficult to say, but I don't have secret. Relax. The secret is maybe one. I can give one is try to practicing with always the hand open first, and then close it. Don't close your hand, because if you close your hand, you will force on your forearm. You will force here too. So if you leave it open at the first time and then try to close it a little bit, that may be something that can help you not crisp your muscle here. The second maybe advice I can give you is walking with the weight, because when you walk with the weight, your shoulder will be over tense, and when you remove it, wow, you will have your shoulder very light, and then bam, you will be really loose on your punches.
Those are shoulder weights, that's not for your wrist, right? That's for your shoulder.
No,
How
it's
do
here.
you wear, you wear it on your wrist. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
wrist weights.
So
Okay.
that's yes, and in Wing Chun, because I also practice Wing Chun, I do all my move like my shoulder down, and I trying to do it the same way in all my style, all my Hongga and Hakka style. I'm trying to work with my shoulder down. You see, all the time my shoulder down. So it's really difficult. Mohammed, I know it's really difficult because I've passed through here. I have passed through here. I'm still too dense. My Sifu always say I'm too dense. Kevin, you too dense. But I think it took me more than 10 years to be a little bit less dense.
Okay.
But we can share. You can add me, try to add me or send me email or message me. We can share on this part because yes, it's really difficult.
All right. Thanks for the specific tips. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Can you send me a question? I didn't see it. Can you please send it again? Or Junhong, can you spare me the question?
Oh yeah, the question is, Ethan was asking about one of the stances when he's doing Nandao. He's talking about like Gongbu with the back leg bent. I'm assuming kind of like a Guibu. Maybe the purpose, what is your thoughts on that? And feel free to chime in. Feel free, you can turn on your mic and chime in if you like to.
Let me
Yeah,
go.
hi. It's just
I can hear you.
Yeah, I was just kind of wondering about it because it's the transition stance. I'll try and get my right stance. It's like this. So I think it's meant for like quick spurt of energy,
Yes,
but it's a little bit untraditional, I guess, in terms of stance.
No. It is traditional. It is. We have this move set.
Yeah.
See my leg. We have it. This one is actually traditional. This one is. And this is a Hapkaran Nandao. That's my style, Nandao. You can see it's like a saber.
What are your thoughts on the purpose of that stance, Kevin?
The purpose of this stance is actually just to going down and just cutting the knee. We have this move, but actually for me it's aesthetic. For me it's aesthetic, and actually I'm wearing a knee pad because of this move, because I don't like it. It's hurting a lot of knee, and I try not to practice a lot. It's really good for the body to stay straight and hit quite fast and then going up. So that's what I mean talked. But actually it is traditional, but it's hurt a lot of your knee. So I advise not to do it too much.
I see.
And you can use the power from the shoulder when you move and going down. That's the only important part I can give on this move.
Cool. I actually had one more question, and this was from a non-Chen form that I have in relation to a specific move. I think you've probably seen it where you go like so you breathe deep and then you like release.
Exactly.
And then there's like obviously different variations. I was kind of wondering what you thought.
Okay. I have 4 minutes to explain something really long to explain. But first thing first, see my hand, thumb in the center. Close your eyes and the fingertips facing to the sky. The man stand right under the sky with the society the family, and I forget the name, the last one, but on the loyalty. So a man has to stand right under the sky on the loyalty with the society, the family, and this one I forget. So that's a message. Actually, that's a message. If one man can stand up, if each man can stand up, they can overthrow the Qin dynasty. It was a code. It was a message actually to say we have to overthrow this bad government. And I am the Hongman. I am a man of the Hong. I raise up my hand. I raise up facing the enemy. So that's the story, the legend. And how we can work it, that's dynamic tension. Dynamic tension, this means all your muscle is working against the other, but only your tendons are going to give you the power to push it. Try doing like this, and you don't have power. Open your finger, and you will have power, because like this, you release one muscle. See my muscle here? It moves, and it releases one of the tendons. And like that, I can push it. When you're doing it, you have to tense all your body. Block, and then open. Going back, block, and then push it. So that's musculation, actually. You can say it's musculation. It's an exercise for your body, for your muscle. And there is no application. You can't fight with this one. There's no fighting application. But please PM me. I have Facebook. I have email. You can send me the question. I can send you all the article about that. I love a lot of this kind of stories. So don't hesitate to send it to me. So June, I think I've finished, and I will leave to my friend Ming. So thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much for participating and teaching for our event. And for everyone who's either heading out or joining us now, please consider donating towards our event. We're trying to. Last year we did this event to kind of get everyone when the pandemic first hit, we wanted to get everyone a lot of energy again. But now that we've been with the pandemic, we're trying to raise money for medical aid. So check out our event page and consider donating if you got some time. We're going to be getting started on our next class. We're going to be doing 罗汉释法手. If you guys know Shaolin 罗汉释法手, there's another variation coming from Fa Wang Temple. If you guys know Fa Wang Temple, it's like a on the mountain, Songshan. There's like Shaolin Temple, and Fa Wang is very close. So I'm going to be bringing in our next instructor, Kevin. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. I will stay with you
again, brother.
Yes.
I'm gonna find them. Okay, here we are. Hey, wow.
Hey.
What time is it over there?
Sorry?
What time is it over there?
It's empty. I have 2 students now. They stay here, but I just gave a class just before, so a lot sweat a lot, and they just left, for
Oh,
go
I was
back
like,
home.
we're all in our house, so I was kind of expecting this.
I gave. I mean, here is 5 o'clock, and I gave no lessons since this morning. So
Dang.
I sweat a lot.
Well, it's great that you can share with us, man. Really appreciate it.